Hello, hello. My name is Kenneth. I live in Sweden. I believe in Jesus and I believe the Bible is totally true from the beginning to the end. I believe in every word in the Bible. I want to talk about something that has puzzled the Christians since it happened, and there's so many ideas, so many theories about this. You have heard about this. I'm going to read from Genesis 9, starting at verse 18. Now the sons of Noah who went out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah, and from these the whole earth was populated. And Noah began to be a farmer, and he planted a vineyard. Then he drank of the wine and was drunk, and became uncovered in his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it on both their shoulders, and went backward, and covered the nakedness of their father. Their faces were turned away, and they did not see their father's nakedness. So Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his youngest son had done to him. Then he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants he shall be to his brethren. So, then he goes on blessing Shem and Japheth. Okay, what happened here? So many ideas, so many theories about this. But I can't go through all of them. Let's take the most common, I think it is. Usually, historically, Ham has always considered to be the guilty one, that he did something. But then the question is, why did Noah curse Canaan? Okay, what's the logic in that? I'm going to mention some. What I heard. First of all, they say that, well, it was simply because Ham saw his father's nakedness. Other theories is that Ham did something worse. I heard that they say that, well, he raped his father. Or he castrated him. Okay. Well, first of all, is it a sin to see a naked body? Is it really a sin to see a naked body? Where in the Bible do you find support for that idea? Well, what I understand they take from which Bible verse they take it is from Leviticus 18, where it speaks about you shall not uncover your father's nakedness, or your mother's nakedness, your brothers, your sisters, their children, or your uncles, and so on. But does that really speak about the simple nakedness? No, it speaks about something sexual here. You shall not pull off the pants of your father and have sex with him, or your mother, or anyone else in the family. And when it speaks about uncover, well, it speaks if you talking about having sex with someone, sexual thing. Of course not. That's not what you do. It's sick. It's gross to having sex with your father. Come on, it's obvious. But it does not speak about simply seeing someone naked. Well, would God contradict himself? Would he tell someone to do that is a sin? Do you remember Jesaja? What did God tell him? Well, you're going to take off your clothes. You're going to be naked. For 3 years, I think it was. For 3 years, he was supposed to go around naked as a sign for the whole nation. Well, just imagine what a problem, how much problem he must have caused for the whole nation, for all the people. And they must have been afraid to go out. Maybe Jesaja is coming. He's naked. We're going to be cursed if we see him. And what are all the people working in healthcare and taking care of old people going to do? Because they have to help them with the toilets and to get clean. Do they have to work blindfolded? No, doesn't make any sense. Well, and just imagine me and all the people in Finland. and especially we from North Sweden, I think in general, we have our sauna culture. We like to take a sauna. And I've been sitting in a sauna with my father, my brother, my uncle, and my uncles sometimes, and I've seen them all naked. So I'm cursed. And all the people in Finland are cursed. No. We have to remember, when the Bible speaks about nakedness, it speaks about our heart's sin. When Adam and Eve were cast out of the Eden, what did God do? Well, he made the first sacrifice in his creation and covered them with the skin. Took it from an animal. It's a picture of God's mercy. He covers us. Yeah, we may mess up. We have sin, but he doesn't want to expose us. He doesn't want us to go around to be exposed to everybody. He covers us. And so did the Israelites has to do. They were instructed to every year sacrifice a sin offering to God. It's a picture about how this would cover their yearly sins until the day the final sacrifice would come. And we know who that is. That is Jesus. Once and for all, he has become the sacrifice that will forever cover our shame, our sin. Well, actually, he will clean us. One day, we will be free from it. So, simple fact of seeing a naked body. No, I can't find it in the Bible. Can you? Well, they say now, they say like this. Well, you have to remember, it was a culture thing. In the Middle East especially, it's a culture thing. It's a sin to see naked skin. And in no one, for them, it was a sin. Culture thing, can we use that? Does God adjust to our cultures? Does God care about whatever our cultures are? What if I go to God and say, well, our culture in our country is that we burn all the naughty children every Easter. We gather up and we burn them. Do you think God will adjust to that? Do you think he will say like, oh, okay, I will adjust the Bible to you and it's okay? No. God doesn't adjust to our culture. We have to adjust to God's culture, no matter where you are from. Noah had to adjust to God's culture. No. Okay, I would say let's dump that theory. Can't be that simple fact that Ham saw Noah naked. And why would he curse Canan? Well, they say it's written in the Bible that our iniquities will visit the third and fourth generation. Okay. But the Bible also says that father shall not bear the sins of the son, or son shall not bear this guilt and sin of a father. It says in, where is it? Let's see, let's find it. As in Exodus 20, I think it is. Okay. Now here's the difference. It says, our iniquities will visit the third and fourth generation. Yeah, that is true. But it also says that for those who hate him. But yes, that's true, because this is very common that if we have a problem family with drug abuse and alcoholic problems. Yeah, well, it is often like that the children will also end up in the same problem. But because they are walking in their parents' footsteps. The parents hated God, and the children continues in the same. Often it is because of bitterness. Why they hate God? Because they were raised in these miserable conditions. and they continue doing the same things, and they continue hating God, and so the history repeats itself over and over. Can go for many generations. But there are also examples that, well, the parents were very horrible, but the children, they saw that and they said, no, we don't want to be like, we're not going to be anything. I'm not going to be anything like my father was. And they choose not to walk in the Father's footsteps. They choose to walk with God. The Bible says, for the ones who love him, there will be blessings for thousands, in thousands. Thousands. You understand the difference here? No, the Bible makes it clear that I'm not carrying the guilt of my children, what they have done, and they cannot be carrying the guilt for what I have done. Of course not. Understand the difference? Okay. And then the other one, theory is very common, that Ham did something, that he raped his father. And why would he do that? And why was Canan cursed? Well, they claim that this is about some kind of power struggle, that Ham wanted to kick down Noah from his position as the family patriarch, leader. And by raping him, well, it's also a culture thing that if Noah was raped, he would be a disgrace for the whole family. Okay. But Bible says, for crimes like that, you can find it. I'm not going to look it up, but I know it's in the Bible. It speaks about for a rapist, the sentence was death. I'm going to see if I find it. Then, rapist. See if I can find. Let's see. See if I can find no. She shall be in case of company law stipulate. Okay, in Deuteronomy 22:25, the law stipulate that a rapist was to be killed by stoning. So, did Ham rape his father? And what did he do? Well, he went out to tell his brothers. Don't you think his brothers would have killed him, stoned him to death? But they didn't. And the idea also that he would have castrated Noah. First of all, how on earth did he accomplish that without Noah noticing anything? Just imagine the way to to castrate someone. Well, I guess the only method they had in those days was to cross their balls. Wouldn't Noah, no matter how drunk he was, wouldn't he notice anything and wake up from the intense pain? Doesn't make any sense. And didn't Noah even notice anything when Ham raped him? This doesn't make sense, anything. Well, and again they claim that, well, this is this power struggle. By castrating Noah, then Noah could not get any more children and was a disgrace, probably. And also, because Ham made it impossible for Noah to have a fourth son, that's why Noah cursed Canan, because that's Ham's fourth son. All right. And then I can take, well, then there is this idea also that because they take it from Leviticus 18, that you shall not uncover your mother's nakedness because that's your father's nakedness. So now they're thinking, by uncovering his mother's nakedness, he uncovers Noah's nakedness. So maybe Ham raped his mother. And the result of that was Canan, or he had sex with her. And that's why Noah cursed Canan, because he's of bad bloodline. And it goes on. Well, let us look at the Bible, because when reading the Bible, it's so easy and common that we read, but we don't read. Okay? But if we read, I'm saying that the keys are in the text, in the plain view. Okay? So, now the sons of Noah, we read from the beginning, verse 18. They were Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Ham was the father of Canaan. Okay? What does it say? Ham was the father of Canaan. Twice the Bible points out. In verse 22, it says that Ham, the father of Canaan. Okay? It doesn't say that Ham became the father of Canaan. He was the father of Canaan. Points out that he had already gotten his children. So we can dump the theory that he would have raped his mother and the Canaan was the result of that. No, he had already his son. Will he get his son twice? Okay. And then in verse 21 we continue here. Okay, and he Noah drank the wine and was drunk and became uncovered in his tent. So we can see something happen here. It doesn't say that Noah undressed himself or uncovered himself in the tent. No, he became. Points out that something happened here. Someone uncovered Noah in his tent. And then we go on, 22. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father and told his two brothers. He saw the nakedness. It doesn't say that he uncovered his father's nakedness. He came in and he saw his father's nakedness. And is it really a sin to simply see someone naked? Okay, but some say now, hold this view that, well, Ham, look what he did. He didn't cover his father, but he went out and told his two brothers outside. They say that, well, he didn't show his father respect and cover him. He went out and gossiped about it. That's why Noah cursed him. Okay. But why did he curse Canaan then? The sons shall not bear the sins of his father. Okay? But his brothers took a garment and went backward to cover the nakedness of their father. The faces were turned away and they did not see their father's nakedness. So Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his youngest son had done to him. Okay, the youngest son. I've seen in some Bibles they are translating it to the younger son. Well, I guess because if you see, who was Ham? Was he the youngest son? No, he's always put in the middle as the middle son. So I guess the change to the younger son from the youngest to the youngest, because what I have always seen, it's always been translated the youngest. And it should be translated the youngest, because the word also means the smallest, the insignificant one, the Hebrew word. Yeah, the smallest one, the youngest. But of course, if they translate it to the youngest, it will not fit with making Ham the guilty one, because he's not the youngest, he's the middle son. So who is the youngest son? Well, it can't be Japheth, because Noah is blessing him, and we read what he did. He went backward. He didn't see his father's nakedness. But who is the youngest son? Well, you have to remember, when Bible speaks about fatherhood, it often refers the grandfather as the father of his grandchildren. We can read about Laban in, I don't remember where, but it's there, and it says about him that he's the son of, what was his name? I don't remember, but this one. But actually, he was not the son of him. He was his grandson. And Abraham, remember, God said, you're going to be fathers to so many people. You can't count them. It's like they will be like the stars. But of course, he will not be the actual father to everybody. But he's referred to as their father. You understand? That's how it's seen. And here we have Noah. He's the father of his family. He's the head. He's the father to his grandchildren. And who was the youngest one in this story? Well, it was Canan. So Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his youngest son had done to him. Then he said, cursed be Canan. Okay. Canan did something. Doesn't say that Ham did. It says the youngest son did something. And who was the youngest son? It was Canan. So what did he do? Well, that's the question. Well, Noah became uncovered, and he speaks about something sexual. So probably, did he do something very awful? Yeah, maybe. But let's just okay. What if he just didn't? Well, what if he just did something else? Just made a mockery of him, Noah, when he was drunk. No, we had a famous influencer in Sweden, and she one day there was a drunk person sleeping outside her apartment door. And what did you do? Did you go there and try to help him or call the ambulance? Like, what's going on here? How are you doing? No, she took up her phone and started filming. And she sent her child to go there and poke on him. So the child went there poking on him while she was filming it. It's like, what's going on here? Look at this. Oh. And then she put up on her platforms. Yeah, but what happened? She was hated in the country. The newspapers wrote about her, and she ended up losing all her sponsors, and her business went down the drain. Well, it showed what kind of person she was. Silly person, and she got what she deserved. You know, with a rotten heart. No compassion for anyone. So, but let's say maybe Canan did something really bad. Probably because it says that Noah became uncovered, and that speaks about something sick, something sexual. But what if he just wanted to, if we keep it on just for the sake of it, on a more, I don't know the word, but let's say he just wanted to mess with his grandfather. Maybe he didn't like him. They had something going, a bad relationship. And he saw his grandfather getting drunk, and I'm gonna show him what a old, I don't know the word, but I'm gonna mess with him. So he went there, ridiculed him, pulled his pants off. But what if Ham came in, and then he saw something has happened here. I gotta go and find out what's going on here. And why didn't he cover him? Well, man, I don't know. What will you do in a situation like that? Maybe you get a bit confused and shocked and what's going on here. So he went out and told his brothers something has happened here, and they did what they did. But what if he caught his son in the middle of the act? Yeah, they took him out and said to his brother, "Okay, my son has done something. I got to deal with him. Please go in, take care of our father." Okay. Do you understand? What is the most logical thing here? What makes sense? Did actually Ham ever do something? Then why was Canaan cursed? Doesn't say that Noah cursed Ham, he cursed Canaan. Okay? And a son shall not bear the guilt of his father, and the father shall not bear the sin and guilt of his son. That's what the Bible clearly says. Now, okay. God bless you.